Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another Kickstarter critique where I take a look at a different Kickstarter tabletop game project every weekday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and give my honest thoughts on how the project is being ran. And today I'm very excited to be checking out the 9th most popular project in all of games right now. That is Wiz-War! The classic board game of wizardly duels returns in a new edition. Tom Jolly's classic board game returns. Game designed by Tom Jolly, developed by Steve Jackson, illustrated by Phil Foglio. So I feel like we're a little bit redundant here on this top part because once again, Steve Jackson games, you got Tom Jolly right here, you got Steve Jackson, and I mean, it's literally redundancy after redundancy. This is being redundant to this is being redundant to this is being redundant to this. So I feel like we could definitely convey some other information about the Kickstarter campaign. There'd be much more information than, hey, it's a Steve Jackson game. He worked on it. But this has already raised $51,000. It's 5,000% fun. It's got 7 days left to go, and this is the 9th edition of the game. And I have never played this game. I know nothing about this game aside from its wizardly duels. So it's a wizard dueling game. I'd like to know the player length, or the player count, the length, the age on this. I'd like to know so much more information. The components. Is it just going to be cards? You know, are there some minis? What's going on? I feel like there's a lot more that could have been conveyed than what's here. Especially factoring in that I imagine that you're hoping to draw in new people, because I can't imagine the people from the 8th edition are the ones going to be buying this. This is primarily going to be new people, or is that actually how it is? Is there enough changed? There's no video, and I just died a little inside. Okay. So, alright, let's keep going. No video, so after the video, do I want it? Not really. Can you do it? I mean, you're Steve Jackson Games, so yeah, I feel comfortable. They got evergreens. Like Munchkin, Zombie Dice, they have stuff that's just going to sell. So yeah, I have no doubt in my mind this will get made. And then then how much is it? Don't know yet. So after the video of nothing has been shown to me. So 33 created, 97 backs. Good afternoon. Hey, Mr. Mormo. I legit am frowny faced every single time I see that there's not a video because it's just I'm excited about the video. Like that's the big selling point. Steve Jackson Games, that's like the first date and they cancel on you. It's like, oh, okay. Well, Steve Jackson Games, based in Austin, Texas, has been publishing geeky, silly, and submersive games, books, magazine. I got it. I know who you are. And then there's only one person. It's just Steve Jackson and whoever has this account. Okay. So that's always something that I've always feel like it's good to have a lot of collaborators on a project. It just makes the customer service a lot smoother. So Munchkin Witches, Pathfinder Revolution, this one was canceled. Steve Jackson Games Nightmare Chess, that's a great game, by the way. Munchkin Witches, I'm pretty sure this is out. This is like a promo. Yeah, this is a mini expansion. And it raised $36,000. That's nuts to me. That's so nuts to me. Munchkin is just, there's a cult of Munchkin who absolutely adores that game. And that's actually, that was one of the games that I used to cover a lot of Munchkins. Because I used to be big into Munchkin, so I get it. But it's just, but yeah, this is out. 2 examples have arrived. Oh no, it's not out, but it's a micro expansion based on a massively popular game, so I'm not really worried about it. This one, I'm interested to see why this one is canceled. So they're going to relaunch it. Okay, and then this one, Nightmare Chess, is this one out? Print rewards now shipping. Your print rewards are shipping. In our latest estimate, the fulfillment states that all print rewards complete shipping this week's. So that's June 2022. So yeah. So can you do it? Once again, I feel comfortable. Steve Jackson Games is a well-known and well-established name in the business. So I am not worried about that in any way, shape, or form. Do I want it? Still no. How much is it? Don't know. But can you do it? Yeah. Don't approach this seriously. That's for nerds. Approach it like a powerful wizard back for another conflict with 2 of the 6 of their favorite frenemies with laughter, playful aggression, and unbridled violence. So this is a 3 to 7 player game. Is that it? Because that's a great player count that I would spotlight on the marquee. That's a player count you don't see too terribly often. So I would like to know that. Or is it 2 to 6? Was she saying it's 2 to 6, or was she saying, because she said you with 2 to 6 of your favorite frenemies, which would imply that you're in fact in the group as well. So I think it is a 3 to 7 player game. Maybe if you told me on the marquee, I would already know. And you wouldn't have to have it in a quote. The true beauty behind this game is the cards and the strategy that come with them. Each player is a wizard who is trying his hardest to capture the treasure of his other players, while at the same time guarding his own. That's a terrible quote. Like, it tells me nothing. Cool. You're a wizard. Yeah, I kind of figured that one. You're trying to capture the treasures of other players. Okay, what does that mean? Well, at the same time, guarding your own. Okay, what does that mean? Like, so these quotes, they don't do anything for me. And I imagine they're doing it because It's from a RPG.net. Maybe that's why. I don't know. Please see the $30, $60, and $80 reward levels. Why can't they just be here? It's so odd that that's just there, too. Like, there's a quote, Wiz-War Classic, and then please see this. Just please see it. But if, you know how I will be guaranteed to please see it right there? If you put it right there. Fans have loved Wiz-War for decades, and they're proud to bring it back into print. 2 of 6 wizard battles in an ever-changing lather trying to steal treasure or destroy each other. Well, why not both? Fireball, lightning, ambush. Okay, but if you like fast-paced, cutthroat, backstabbing, fang-snapping weasel games, at least on occasion, and you can find other such people to play, then the Wiz-War game comes highly recommended from this reviewer. But if you like fast-paced, cutthroat, backstabbing. Okay, so this quote actually does give me a feel for what's going on. I do like that. Steve Jackson's games need some artwork overhaul. All their games look the same. They do. They have a very distinct style. I imagine maybe they have artists in-house that they're that large that they can do that. A game of magical combat in a stone labyrinth. The premise of Wiz-War is that each player is a wizard who is trying to steal his opponent's treasure while protecting his own. I feel like I've already heard that because I have already heard that. And in fact, have I already heard it from you, Jonathan Witt? Have you already told me that? No, that's somebody else from RPG.net. This is the 9th edition, and I'm getting 2 quotes from the same thing. And they're saying the same thing. Like, they're from the same thing, RPG.net review, and they're saying the same thing. Is a wizard who's trying to steal. The first player to get 2 enemy treasures back to his home base wins. Beware, if both your treasures are stolen or you lose all your life, you're out. You're literally telling me about the game. Like the gameplay in this quote. This doesn't make me feel like in Zolkin, you spin the, like, it's just, I don't want what you're doing here. This should be like, oh, this is why I need to get the game. 6 2-sided game boards. You'll use 2s for a 2-player game, 3 for a 3-player game, and so on. So it's, okay, it goes 2. 8. So it only goes, okay, so when you said you and 2 to 6 of your frenemies, you didn't actually mean that. You meant you and 1 to 5 of your frenemies, or you and 2 to 6 of your frenemies if you're just going to kind of sit out and eat a sandwich or something. But once again, those are the kind of things that could be easily clarified by letting me know the player count earlier. 119 cards. So that's what I'm dealing with here. 7 dice, got it. 8 boards, 8 player standees, the boards. Okay. Lots and lots of full-color counters representing doors, spells, patchworks, things. It would be great if I could see it. Oh, there's an unboxing. Cool.
On the numbers, who's up to. It goes up to 6.
Okay, there's the game. A number of years ago, I was introduced to Tom Jolly's original version of Wiz-War, and although very much an old-school production, it was mean and nasty and yet great fun. Okay. The Guilty Parties was designed by Tom Jolly. This 9th edition was edited and developed by Steve Jackson, illustrated by one and only Vic Folio. A special credit and thanks goes to Fantasy Flight Games, publisher of the 8th edition, for their kind permission to use many of the card names and effects of they originated. Oh, so yeah! I think I have seen the Wiz-War 8th edition, because yeah, I think the art style is drastically different if it's the game that I'm thinking of. Yes, I've seen this box. I've never played this game, but I have seen this box many times, and that is, wow, that is a very distinct style of artwork. But it also now goes up to 6 players. Wow, that's a banger. I feel, and once again, I hate to harp on the same point, but if the big selling point potentially for a lot of people, especially the 1 through 8th edition of this is, hey, used to be 2 to 4, now it's 2 to 6, that's a big deal, I imagine, to a lot of people. I imagine a lot of people that are in that first 8 editions of the game are like, dang it, yes, I've always wanted to play it with the extra people. Okay, Greed Quest, 2nd edition. Okay, now we're just throwing in extra stuff, got it. 3 to 6 players race to the bottom of the dungeon to grab the hoard. Now, is this the same game? Is this an expansion? I think this is not an expansion. I think this is just a game. Greed Quest 2nd edition, yeah. Or is this an expansion to the game that originally had a 1st edition, but now you've brought the new edition of it? Either way, it's not clear. Love when it's not clear. Spank, Space Pirates, Amazon Ninja Cat Girls. Guilty confession time. This is in my pile of shame that I need to do coverage on. It's been in there for like a while. Life is good when you're a space pirate, Amazon Ninja Cat Girl. It's just when you put this one on the table, most of the time on game night, they're not like, that one. That's the one. This is one where I have to have it set up before people come. Be like, hey, this is the first game. We're good? Anywho, not to say it's a bad game. I know nothing about this game. I've wanted to play this game. Spank is a fast-paced card game of Space Pirates, Amazon's Ninja and Cowgirls all at once. So this is just where they're trying to sell their back catalog to you in addition to this new versions of Wiz Wars. This feels very much like a what is it? A pre-order almost? When's the ship out? 2023. So Gen Con Origins-ish time period? Okay. Stretch goals, there are none. This is a lot of stuff in Wiz-War, but it's all here for a reason. It doesn't need anymore, so we hope to keep blah. Retailers, things, stuff, shipping. After the project closes, we will open the Backer Kit surveys where you will provide your shipping address. You will also have the chance to select add-ons. Hey, you know what I like in my shipping section? A price! A price! That is arguably the most important thing there. The majority of the people that shop are going to be from the United States of America, so they just assume that, yes, you're going to be able to ship it to us. So that means, what's my question? It's the shipping, unless it's mentioned over here. Sometimes they do that. Nope. Did not do that. It's more of a tech Kickstarter kind of thing. Let's reload this, though, because I think that messed up the thing. And there we go. So, 723 backers have bought Wiz-War United States, Wiz-War International. Let's see how they're doing. I imagine, I'm going to guess not terribly great, considering you're not even mentioning the price of the shipping. And that's just such a, how does that happen? How does that happen in 2023 to a company that has done 30 plus Kickstarters? How do we not even have a shipping estimate? That is a full point grade bump down. That is just simply inexcusable. Like that just looks to me like the industry passing by. And you're like, no, I'm just going to do it like this. Like that's just mind-boggling. Absolutely mind-boggling. Once again, 3 things you need to convince a Kickstarter backer. Do I want it? Can you do it? How much is it? How much is it? Definitely involves the price, especially considering this is a very reasonable price. And I think we should spotlight this price, quite honestly. $30, put that on the marquee. I don't need to see Tom. I don't need to see Tom Jolly's name twice. I don't need to see Steve Jackson's names 1, 2, 3, 4 times. I think all in all, they don't seem to care. Yeah, I get the vibe, and yeah, that's right there. There's the game. There's the game you need to know. This is a pre-order. This has already been ordered. It's going to come out in July, no matter what. It'll probably be a Gen Con Origins release, no matter what. That's why there's a $1,000 goal. This is just a pre-order. And you see other companies do this. Queen Games will do this sometimes. Eagle Griffin Games will do this sometimes. And here's the thing. I have knocked those 2 companies specifically a lot in the past about how they run their Kickstarters because they just feel like dinosaurs compared to the Kickstarters that we see nowadays. And Steve Jackson Games is in that same boat. However, I will say I've seen those other companies really look like they're putting strives and efforts towards trying to move into the future because here's a secret. There's tons of other companies that are doing this exact same thing where it's like, yeah, this game's going to come out no matter what. We already know what's going to come out in this game. But, you know, we're still going to be running this like a pre-order. But they're still exciting. They're still fun. They're still energetic. They're still crushing it. And not to say this one's not. I mean, they're making, what, $51,000. That's a huge chunk of change, but it's like, I don't know. It's just very uninspired. Like that just, oof. All right, let's check out the shipping. $30. $30 Wiz-War International. Still picking up 82 backers. That's how much people want this game. Wiz-War and Greed Quest International. Okay. It's kind of weird that you went from U.S. to international, now we're going international to U.S. I just I don't know. It's just, maybe it's just me, but in my mind, it's like, oh, U.S. should be the next one. Or maybe it's alphabetized? No, I don't think that's it. So we got 135 backers at this pledge level. Wiz-War, Greed Quest, and Spank. Everybody all wants these games. So these are all illustrated by the same game. Or by the same person or something. Plus 1 copy of Spank. Because I know Spank is just straight up. So how many does this one have? 192? Steve Jackson game Kickstarters usually feel low effort to me. Agreed. Agreed. Not supposed to say that as a content creator, Forrest. Well, it's true. How in the world? What am I missing here? I guess it's just the people that want Spank. Like, that's a huge chunk of people there. These pledge levels. I mean, good for them. Kudos to them. They have quite literally just hit the needle on the head of exactly who wants their products, because I was expecting these to be much lower amounts of people getting their stuff. That's fantastic for them. They're selling a lot of their back catalog. Then the retailer reward, and we have 15. Cool. Interested to see that one's only limited to 25. Actually, no, I'm not, especially if this is in fact a pre-order, and they have a certain number that they're printing already. Not saying that's 100% what's happening, but that's just what it feels like. FAQ, United States shipping estimates. Man, FAQ, if only there was a better spot to put these. The following, oh wait, when did they put these up? Monday, January 23rd. This launched January 23rd. why not just take this exact information, copy, paste it in your shipping section? Because it's not like your shipping section is pretty. It's not like, oh, we got nice fancy graphics down there. We don't want to mix text with fancy graphics. No, it's just text. You already have text here. Why don't you just do your customers a solid and move this to that over there? Because now I'm seeing the appeal of that 80. So now it's all coming together. You get 3 games for $95. That's pretty dang reasonable in my mind, especially for a game like Spank, where it's like so weird, or if you just have loyalty to Steve Jackson Games. Because here's the thing you don't really think about. When we think of companies with brand loyalty, a lot of the time we think of like Stonemaier Games or games, other companies in that ilk, But I imagine Steve Jackson Games has a lot of that going, but from like the old school crowd, because he's been around forever in our hobby. When did Ogre come out? Ogre board game. Yeah, because I reviewed this so long ago, and the original version of Ogre, I think, came out in the 70s. 1977. That's a lot of brand loyalty over a lot of years. And so I get that. $95, 3 games. It doesn't seem to attract new people. No, it doesn't. And that's really, I think, what they're missing on these Kickstarters. Because here's the thing. This game is out. Is Spank great? That's the other thing. They didn't actually mention 23,000. Oh, this came out in 2005. So it literally just feels like they're clearing the back catalog of games. It's so bizarre because I don't think it's a new edition. I don't even know. This Kickstarter is so weird. All right, international shipping estimates. There we go. Glad to see it's there. Steve's thoughts on what's different. What? Yes. Everything from previous editions that I thought was a good fit, the new edition is there again. But I do not foresee expansions. It would be gilding the lily. My pitch to someone who has every previous edition is if you bought all the others, you'll probably buy this one too. Strike that. Let's answer seriously. This edition serves up to 6 players with really nice components, and I think it's true to the spirit of the original game in a way that some of the intermediate. This! Why is this buried in the FAQ? This is something that should be on the market. This should be the video. Just put up Steve Jackson saying, hey, Wiz-Wars is a game. I know it's been done 8 times, but it's a game that's always been deep and dear to my heart. I adore it. I love it. And we've taken everything from all the previous 8 editions and we have fine-tuned it into what we think is the ultimate version of Wiz-Wars, that if you are new to Wiz-Wars, or if you are... or if you've got 8 editions sitting in your closet, this is one that you're absolutely going to want to own. Like, how hard is it to do that? Because look, now I see this is a top 2,300 game still to this day. Let's see what the 8th edition is. This is a top 1,000 game. God! Ah! I hate when I do this, and it feels like it's such a slam dunk for these companies, and yet they decide that they bring a golf club. Like, it's just, and if that's a sports reference, I apologize if you missed it. I think it wasn't too highbrow. Like, this is a top 1,000 game of all time. This is one of the top 250 thematic games of all time, and we've improved it. Now it goes up to 6 players, and it's spectacular, and this is why you're going to want it at the incredibly reasonable price at $30, and $42 in and out the door for a top 1,000 board game of all time that now goes up to 6 players. Done. Oh, but we're also going to throw on these other games that you could potentially get as well. So let's see, are these top 1,000 games as well? Because I can't imagine that is the case. But then again, I wouldn't imagine Wiz-Wars was that highly rated. So let's check out Greed Quest. Now I'm just purely curious. Because honestly, the more I see of this, the worse I think this Kickstarter is ran. Now this one, okay, we're sitting at 23,000. That one looks like shovelware. And I hate to be like that, but when you're past 20,000 on your game, that probably means there was something in your game that was the overwhelming majority of people did not like. And yeah, Spank was Spank in the 20,000s as well. Yeah, so that really feels like you're just clearing out the back inventory, which I don't have that big of an issue with, honestly. I just think you need to put makeup on this. I was going to say makeup on the pig, but it's not a pig. You got one of the top 1,000 board games of all time, the 9th edition. It's been polished, it's been refined, and now it goes up to 6 players. The rule booklet's perfected, blah, blah, blah. There's so many things we could have leaned into, so many things we could have spotlighted, and it's just every single extra thing I see about this game, it makes me dislike this Kickstarter I hate that cover for Wiz-War. I agree. I agree as well. I'm not a big fan of the art style, but that's a your mileage may vary kind of thing. I know a lot of people love the unique style that Steve Jackson Games has, and I used to. I mean, some games I do. 50,000 and live streaming on Twitch. What the hell's going on here? In just a few days, we've passed 1,100 backers and the $50,000 mark. Wiz-War is an incredible game, but we're still absolutely blown away with the support of this new edition. Thank you. It's been a while since this game has been in the spotlight. We're happy that so many of you are excited about its return. Thanks again. This looks weird to me. Like, oh, this is just from today. Okay. I was going to say, the fact that there's absolutely no engagement on this in any way, shape, or form, despite the fact there's 1,000 people here, but that's because it just got posted today. This one's from 2 days ago. Let's check this one out. For those of you who've been requesting photos, please revisit this campaign. We've added some. That's good. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Because before there wasn't photos. There's no video. There's no photos. It doesn't even have to be a good video. I would be happy if Steve Jackson was just like, hey, it's Steve. I'm in the car right now. Wiz-Wars has been just like, I don't even care. Just something better than nothing. And then to find out there was not even videos. And a few more photographs. 2 more are added. Can you post a photo of Steve wearing his Phil hat? That'd be pretty sweet. Okay. Okay. I know this is such a weird Kickstarter. Been a fan of Wiz-Wars since 4th edition, which I still have somewhere around here. Glad to see it's coming back, insta-back for me. I remember Civilization, Cosmic Counter, Riddle of the Ring, and Wiz-War being staples on game night. This is what I'm talking about. I mentioned it earlier, the brand loyalty. There is a chunk. There's definitely that is just going to keep Steve Jackson Games afloat for a very long time. But I don't feel like they're grabbing the new people, but they have the stuff to grab the new people. I would mention, once again, I go back to right here and how much this area pisses me off. It is, it does actually say it's up to 6 players, but that part got cut off. Are you kidding me? And this is why you should consider getting yourself a Kickstarter critique down in the comment link below. I do them for $5 because you probably would never think about this, but yeah. I'm at 100% on my view thing, and they're cutting off the most valuable piece of information here, which is that it goes up to 6 players. Yet you've thrown Steve Jackson and Phil Foglio and Tom Jolly's name down my throat 3 to 4 times. Steve Jackson. Steve Jackson. Steve Jackson. Steve Jackson. 4 times! 4 times! Yeah, no idea it was a top 1,000 board game. Says Eddie. Yeah, that's because they didn't tell you, and because Eddie's a normal human being who doesn't just scour through Board Game Geek looking at the top games of all time. You have to let your customers know this. Yeah, the first 8 editions of this game may know that this is an absolutely spectacular game, but if you don't tell me, Cult of the New, how many games come out in a year? And then you don't even tell me it's the 9th edition. And that seems like an active decision by them not to really mention it. Yeah, you could say it's right there, but like, can I read that right here? Absolutely not. And that doesn't scare me away from the game. That intrigues me to the game. Why the hell is this game so good that it needs 9 editions? Twilight Imperium has 4 editions. This is one of my favorite games. Like, there's just so many things about this Kickstarter that I absolutely hate. And I just feel like are just shots in the foot. There's no excitement. There's no engagement. It's not in the card for this, but given the unexpected strength of the response here, I wonder if an STL-only miniatures campaign for the Wiz-Wars characters in this edition might be a possibility down the road. I'd like this as well. Yeah, that'd be fantastic. Is the reprint of Gru the Game going to be separate? I appreciate the shipping estimate FAQ. I'd like to write the full stock Kickstarter off. Yeah, it's just so many things that could have been done here. I didn't even see that on the box. Yeah, it's right. It's right. It's here, but it's not prominently featured. Okay. Final grade. I've been stalling. Do I want it? Yes. But not really because of you. More because I did all the research that 99% of people who check out this Kickstarter probably might not do. Yeah. Can you do it? Yeah, it's Steve Jackson Games, and I feel like this is probably already a pre-order that's going to come out this year at Gen Con Origins anyway. So, yes. Yeah, no doubt in my mind. And plus, the 2 other things they're selling are things that, in theory, they already have because it's their back catalog that they're just trying to clear out. For good prices, I guess? I don't know. And then how much is it? Reasonable, very reasonable. So reasonable that I think we should absolutely 100% spotlight it on the marquee. And it's so mind-boggling to me that there's only these much. These pledge levels are weird. It's somewhere in the D range, right? This is not an A. This is not a B. This is not a C. I don't think this is a D. plus. I don't think there's a D plus, because D plus is like, hey, it was great. You were close to a C. I feel like you just need this, that, and the other. This is but it's not an F, right? Is there a gameplay video? No. Is there a rule booklet? No. Is there? There's no shipping. Oh, maybe it is an F. No, I love Steve Jackson games. I do. They've sponsored the channel before. It's an F. I think it's an F. This is just an absolute... I hope this is rock bottom for their Kickstarter campaigns. Because they have, in their hands, a top 1,000 board game that they are reprinting that I feel like they're doing such a disservice to, and that only hardcore fans of the original game are going to get into. Because, yeah, I bet they're excited that now it goes up to 6 players and that you've perfected and fine-tuned the game. Why not tell me that? Anywhere except for in the FAQ. Will there be supplements? I absolutely don't envision any of the all good stuff for Wiz-Wars in the game, and we do, but okay. I think Steve Jackson's game usually has weird limits, like they don't want to do an undefined print run. Maybe that is it. Maybe I just haven't covered enough of theirs. But honestly, I have no desire to cover more of theirs. And I think there's probably a reason that I haven't covered a Steve Jackson game for quite a while. Because I'll be honest with you, I get paid to do maybe one out of every 30 or 40 of these you see. Most of the time it's just what I'm interested in or what I think people are interested in. And if I saw another Steve Jackson game next month, I'd probably skip it by after watching this one. So I'm going to go with a... Is it an F? I'm trying to see why, in my mind, I'd give it a D- instead of an F. And it's just... The price is great, but it's not spotlighted. $30, 42 in and out the door, top 1,000 board game of all time. I'm going to give it D- just for respect on the game. They all look samey to me. Yeah, I kind of agree with that as well. Yeah, D-. No, it's an F. I think it's an F. Let me know in the comments below what's your final grade for this. I don't know why I'm so deeply emotional right now. I think it's I'm going to give Wiz-War, Tom Jolly's Classic Board Game Returns, an F. Let me know in the comments below what's your final grade for this, and please, tomorrow, be a better Kickstarter. If you're enjoying the content, please be sure to click on the subscribe button down below, as I'm trying to reach 17,000 subscribers this year to make 2023 my biggest year ever, and have a great day.